Hi, I just wanted to give you some feedback and a brief review on what I've been looking for a long time, which is a tripod, a small tripod I can take with me for doing recording using my phone and GoPro cameras. And I've been looking for something that'll apply to everything I need for. What it was basically, I paraglide, so it's nice to have a tripod you can set up and do some video work or record some things with that. Other thing I like to do is some time lapse, evening time lapse, things like that as well, which you need a good solid tripod. Let's start by unboxing this thing. First off, ordering it from Amazon, so it seems to be a standard product for them. They got it to me within less than 24 hours, like typical. And I must say, just looking at the box, I mean, I only wanted a tripod. I didn't want a really cool box, but I ended up getting a pretty cool box too. So you can see it's from the company Lammcou, and the model it's called the Flexible Tripod 3-in-1, and it's model JZS0016. Awesome box. I mean, this is incredible. If it's if it's nearly as good as the box is, I'm going to be impressed already. But again, quite a nice looking box and stuff. So let's take a look inside and see what we've got. And here we go. The first thing that pops up is it comes with a tripod holder for GoPros or any similar cameras. So I've got a couple of those already, but it's a nice thing to add along with it. And it also has the mobile phone holder. And I was reading the reviews on this, and they were saying something about really thick phones may be an issue, but obviously it's got a screw mount for the tripod and then an adjustable clamp for your telephone. And then we have the tripod itself. Instructions probably aren't that necessary. A tripod is not the most complex thing in the world. So let's see what this thing looks like. Yep, for the weight, I checked it out. Some of the other ones already, and there are some running a little heavier, same functionality and everything. One thing I really liked about this particular one is it has a very complex head, the mounting head. So I'm just looking at this. It obviously has the screw for the camera itself, and it also has a side mount. So in other words, it's got another, I think it's a 1/4-inch screw. So if you need to add maybe a light or something like that, you can actually screw something in there as well. So I thought that was kind of a nice idea. Now, all the reviews I was reading, this was a point of contention with a lot of the people out there. And one of the reasons was the mounting of phones itself and how big the gap is to be able to put your phone in there. Now, I have an iPhone, a relatively big, one of the larger, I forgot the model number. It's a iPhone 15 with the case and everything. And while trying this out, one of the things I noticed is that it not only fits on this, for one, it's got rubber pads on the inside. So if you're not using a plastic safety case or whatever, this thing will still have a good firm grip on it if it's just a metal case. And from the size, it's more than ample for probably any phone you could possibly imagine, as far as I can tell. It mounts relatively quickly. The mount itself is mostly plastic, obviously. The 1/4-inch screws are brass, so they won't rust, which is a good thing. And although it's plastic, I found that it is quite rigid. So they did a good job on the design with some supporting type structures, strengthening the plastic itself. As far as the adjustments go, one of the things I liked as well is that it's got a ratcheted ability to mount it on an angle, or you can also mount it vertically or horizontally just by loosening that. When it comes to mounting it to the tripod itself, there's a ring down below, so you can adjust the strength. You've kind of got a screwing effect. So when you start to, or once you've screwed this onto the head itself sufficiently, then you can kind of shimmy it up so that you've got good firm contact with that. So that I liked quite well as well. The other thing you'll notice is it's got a screw on the side as well of the holder. So if you want, you can actually mount it directly on that as well. So they offer quite a bit of flexibility. So looking at the tripod itself, it's got 3 legs, obviously, tripod, 3 legs, and they also enable to bend out a little bit so that you've got a broader stance, which I thought was a very good idea. The only thing that I would say is that they don't lock in place, which is not too big of a deal, but it might have been a nice feature for the future that these actually click or lock in place, so that when you're moving around and stuff, you don't have to keep, if you bump them, you don't have to keep pushing them out and stuff. The other thing about the tripod itself is they use a lot of metal parts, and particularly this base portion here. It's actually metal, and I was looking at that, and wasn't sure if it was metal or not, but I checked it and tested, and it's actually metal. And as you can see, possibly on the video, they use screws, so it's really screwed together. They use screws in several locations on the head itself. This is also metal, and really, really good quality. So anyway, my phone itself weighs, with the mounting plate, it weighs 340 grams. The tripod itself, without the phone and everything, and the mount, just the head and the legs and everything, weigh 260 grams. So the phone itself weighs actually a considerable amount, 80 grams more than the tripod itself. So when I first set this thing up, I was really, really impressed with the stability. I mean, this thing sits like a rock, and even though we're talking about a 200 or 340 grams of weight on it, it's steady as a rock. I mean, it's really, really well done. The legs flex quite nicely. They've got a nice rubberized texture to it, rubber feet and everything. And it's just really solid. I mean, the thing I really like is that the locking mechanism up here. So it's got a really good swivel ball up here, which gives you unbelievable, I mean, freedom of motion. It's really quick to set it up, lock it in place. You can adjust it in so many different ways that you'll always be happy. You can rotate side to side, angles, whatever. And then it's really quick and easy to use. Just really maybe 3/4 of a turn, and that thing is rock solid in here. So very, very well done on that as well. As far as safety goes, I use my tripod. Sometimes I'll use the legs and I paraglide, so I like to use a GoPro along with this, so I'll use the legs to lock it on something. But you're never 100% sure, so you'd like to have a safety strap or a safety piece of nylon rope or something like that and actually tie it in. And you can see here there's a ring here that you can actually put the safety strap or something through and tie it in. And this, like I mentioned, it's metal, so you know, it's not like if you're flying in a cold winter day or something like that, it gets plastic, brittle, and there you go. You just lost your 300-400 euro GoPro and your tripod. So, I mean, that's really something to feel confident about. The looks are absolutely brilliant. Well, anyway, that really doesn't count. So, as far as the phone mount goes, very, very, very well done. Very happy with the quality and workmanship of this. Now, that being said, that's really the worst case scenario, is the phone from the weight perspective. So the GoPro is going to be a piece of cake. I mean, this weighs, with the battery and the mounting piece, a total of 160 grams, which is less than half of what the phone weighs. And it mounts pretty quickly to that. Again, the rubber plate underneath, which makes it nice and secure. And then off you go. And now this, I mean, this thing is really rock solid. I mean, there's no wobble, no play in that whatsoever. And match that with all the other features, and you've got a really, really good, versatile tripod. Go anywhere. Fits in a backpack, doesn't weigh a hell of a lot. There's some other competitors out there that are much, much heavier, and especially when you're carrying it all day, weight makes a big difference. So that's about it. The pluses are really, the whole, the materials used, absolutely brilliant. Metal, uh, very nice rubberized legs, very stable. I really like the feature of being able to fold the legs out. Some of them you're supposed to bend out the whole time, but that just gives you another piece of stability. The head itself, again, the adjustability on this is just absolutely brilliant. Quick and easy, and set it up and go. So, and if you're into looks, it looks great. I mean, this thing is just, I paid under 25 euros online, got it within 16 hours, and I'm very, very happy. So I may do a video in the future showing you some pictures of how I'm using it. And otherwise, thanks for watching. Hope you helped. And if you've got any feedback, just put it in the comment section below. Definite purchase recommendation. I mean, worth every penny. And I'm really, really happy. You never know what you get these days. Take care, have a great day, and thanks for watching.